Hey, what's up? This is a video of my Carvin SB5000, and also this is a video of the bass mod, the preamp that I had put in. I replaced the old preamp that I had. Actually, I ain't gonna say, oh, it's a good preamp. It came with the bass itself. It had bass, mids, mid sweep, treble, and blend and volume. Problem I had with that preamp was really that when the batteries go out, I was dead in the water unless I placed the batteries. Um, and I wanted a preamp that had active passive capabilities. And Carvin has the active passive capabilities, but the problem with that is, for me, is that when you go that route, you only have a high and a low. And I don't know, I just think when you have a bass and it's a preamp, you should have mids, because mids really make the difference in tone-wise in your bass when you start to kind of fling around with the EQ. Don't get me wrong, highs and lows can do things, but the mid is kind of where the bass is. The mids, if you have a EQ that have high mids and low mids, you have that capability of kind of altering that portion of the sound. In my case, it doesn't have the ability to sweep the mids, but whatever frequency that this preamp has is a pretty good little spot, man, because yeah, it really enhanced my bass. I'm going to show this bass to you. I'm going to give you a quick tour of what I have. Also, I'm starting a organization, or whatever you want to call it. It's called the Jazz Bass Society, and it's about not jazz music. It's about the people that play jazz basses, like the Fender jazz bass, a custom jazz bass of whatever sort. Like in my case, I have a Carvin SB5000, which is a modern custom jazz bass, or whatever you want to call it. It sounds good. Here it is. This is actually, man, this bass sounds awesome, man. I'm wearing a wind shirt because I used to have a wind bass, which I had to sell because I had some mechanical issues that happened, and I had to get them resolved. But I will get another wind bass. That bass is off the hook. Randy Fulmer out here in California is one of, man, a really nice guy and a really good luthier. So I will have another one of those built, and then I'm going to do a full review on that one. Right now, this is my workhorse. This is the Carvin SB5000. And this is the only Carvin you'll see me play, man, because I never really was a Carvin fan. But when this bass came out, I was checking out other people playing them, and I'm like, man, that thing sounds good. So I went down to Carvin in Santa Ana, and I went down and played one, and I was like, man, this thing sounds good. So, and it felt pretty good in the hand. So I had one ordered, man. And my particular bass that you can have them ordered or custom like you want. There's a difference between a handmade and a custom built bass. I think a custom built bass is mostly a factory bass that you can have all kinds of different things put on it, but it's still going to be that bass. And basically, this bass is one of those. Now, Randy's bass are handmade, strictly handmade, custom to however you want that bass to look. And they feel much different in the hand. They feel so good. And I mean that musically. They feel really nice in your hand, man. This bass actually is a Carvin. The headstock is spalted maple, just like the body is spalted maple. And jazz pickups in the 70s position, so it gives you that really nice funk slap and all that. And the preamp I had in here, well, like I said, it was the bass, mids, mid sweep, treble, and they had a blend. Well, this one, like by Bass Mods, man, and you got to check out Bass Mods. Bass Mods have some pretty good preamps. I did research on those guys, and for the money, I paid for this bass. I paid $85 and that was shipping and everything and taxes, $85. And these preamps are they're really transparent, man. I mean, it lets your bass sound like your bass, and all it does is when you use EQ, it enhances whatever that bass sound like. And if you want to take a little bit of the mids away or whatever, okay, and that's what it does. So I really, because this bass itself sounds good. But what I wanted was an active passive switch, which I have that. In case the battery go out, I can still hit that switch and still throw down. But what this bass have that the other one didn't, I should say the preamp has, is a volume, passive tone, and blend when I go to the passive side of the bass or preamp. And so if the batteries go out, I hit this switch and I still have a tone control a little bit, and you know, pickup select. So I can still play, and then you know, when we go to a break, I can put some new batteries in, excuse me, hit the switch, and I'm good. So oh yeah, the fingerboard is bird's eye maple, and yeah, it's beautiful, man. I don't know if this camera's really showing everything that it should, but it is beautiful. And also the body is ash, swamp ash, I believe. String through. That like I said, man, I love this bass. Now I think I'm gonna make one more modification, and I'm gonna have wooden pickup covers added to it. And it's gonna give it even a better looking look. So anyway, here's what it sounds like. I'm running through a B3 pedal board with a little compression, man. And I'm using the rhythms in that. Also, I'm going into my mixer, right into, and the mixer's flat, and it's going into my little monitor. So you're hearing it off the monitors, not the amp. Because my setup, man, I go with Mark bass, man. This thing is happening. This is the Mark bass SD800, 750 watts of power at 4 ohms and 480 or something like that at 8 ohms, which I run that through a GK Neo 410, and man, I get really nice tone. Yeah, I'm digging that. But anyway, here it is, man. Some of the sounds of this bass. Sit flat, passive mode, and the tone control is in the middle with both pickups. That's no EQ, no nothing, man. I mean, it sounds good. It's it chords well. I mean, if you, this is passive mode, and I'll open the tone a little, all the way up. Sounds good. Now, this is in active, and what I like about this, and I went in and I changed the gain. I had the gain set where when I go from passive to active, it doesn't, I don't want to hear a big boost. All I want to know is when I'm in active, I can use my EQ. I don't need to have it boost up all loud and everything. So here now we in active. See, no different. Passive, active. Now add some bass. down, add some mids, just a little bit. I'm not bumping it all the way up. Tell you the way. Add some highs, just a little bit. I'm not bumping it all the way up. If I was to, let me pickups. The back tone pickup is in past active mode. Front pickup. Passive, same thing. Front pickup. Jocko pickup. Bridge. Passive. I'm just saying, man, this is for the money I spent, $85 for this preamp. The bass cost me everything I had on it was 16 and some change. Not a bad bass, man. So check out Carvin, check out Bass Mod, and give me a holler, man. This is the Richard Cheney channel. Talk to you soon.